Don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. Cause it's my business, God is my witness. Start what I finished. Don't need no holder, taking control of this kind of moment. That one was breathier. Moment. I'm locked and loaded, completely focused. My mind is open. Oh, that you got skin to skin. Oh my God, don't just stop, boy. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Something about. This is so hard, like to not sing this how I would sing this. To just try and get like a little bit closer to like an Ariana Grande sound. And my voice is just like so not used to this, so that there it is. Why couldn't I do that before? Makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. There you go. That was it. Obviously, again, I'm not trying to be a carbon copy of Ariana Grande. Again, we have very different voices, so that would be very hard for me to do. But this is like just kind of like using some of her stylisms. Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. If you just listen to me speak, I think you can already tell that Miss Ariana Grande and I have very, very, very different voices. She's like that typical soprano that just kind of like lives up here, and I'm not. I am more like Cher. Do you believe in love? Anyways, I'm unhinged today. I'm sorry. Yeah, we have very different kinds of voices. So what I wanted to do today is just kind of have a listen to Ariana Grande's voice and do a little bit of a style breakdown to see what makes her, what makes her, sound like Ariana Grande, so that we can recognize her, and then see if I can apply some of these things in my own voice, and see if I can sing or sound a little bit like her without necessarily going like, and now I'm an Ariana Grande impersonator. You know, just like certain stylisms, certain tones and things like that, like embellishments. To just kind of be like, yeah, this is kind of how Ariana Grande sings without like trying to copy the tone one for one. Because I don't necessarily think that, unless you're an impersonator, if you're an impersonator, then obviously go do that. But unless you're an impersonator, I don't think that should be your goal, to sound exactly like someone, but more like understand what makes them unique, what makes them different. Because the more you understand what makes somebody different, the more you can do that same thing for your own voice too, and really start breaking down your own style, and then make that whatever it is you want it to be. If you're worried about copying somebody, if you understand your style and what their style is, and you can tell the differences, or if there's no differences, you can be like, okay, well, I want to change this, and that, so that there is a difference. It's just, understanding these nuances, these details, style essentially. Or we also like to call it the dynamic singing part of singing. Then it's much easier to not copy somebody and develop your own style. Anyways, let's have a listen to Ariana Grande. So I actually found this clip of her singing Dangerous Woman, but it's a cappella. So there's no music. We can just hear her sing, which is lovely because then we can really, really hear all the little details. Obviously, we don't always have the luxury of having a video like this where you hear just the a cappella version of it and no instruments, so we can really pay attention to the vocals. We don't always have that luxury. So there's still a way you can do this to just listen to the vocals of somebody. I highly recommend that you download the app Moises. Big fan of Moises. And there it actually lets you separate the song into the different stems. So you have just the vocals and just the piano and just the guitar and just the drums and whatever other instruments there are. And then you can mute all the instruments and just keep the vocals on. So you're basically creating your own like a cappella version of the song, so you can really hear and listen to everything that the singer is doing. And you can also do the opposite, where you keep all the instruments on but you mute the vocals, and now you have your own instrumental track. So if you want to sing a song but you can't find a karaoke track on YouTube, you can just download the like original version, upload it to Moises, mute the vocals, and then boom, you have your own instrumental track. Ta-da! Moises is great. Check it out. Anyways, back to this video. Let's have a listen to Ariana Grande and see what makes her her. Ooh, I need to make this louder. I can't hear you. Hold on.
Don't need permission, make my decision to test my limits, 'cause it's my business.
Okay, so there's already don't need permission to test my... Oh, no. Hold on. What's the first line? Yeah, no, don't need permission, make my decision. That's it. Don't need permission, make my decision. So everything is just kind of like right here. It's not, don't need permission, make my decision to test my limits. It's like, that's too chesty for her style, right? That's probably how I would sing it if I wanted to sing the song. I would make that beginning a little bit more chesty because that's how I talk. Not how Ariana Grande talks. Her speech-like sound is more, don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits, right? It's more like right here. So it's mixy. It's not a pure chest. It's lighter. It's it's lighter, and it's a little more, Ariana Grande. Don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. But limits, she's actually opening up a lot on that, which I didn't notice.
Made my decision to test my limits.
See right there? Limits. That's probably how she's kind of getting after it. That was more a chest dominant mix than that's more head voice, or maybe a slight head dominant mix, but limits. That's more I know that sounds really weird when you isolate it like that. But that's chestier than
'cause it's my business, God as my witness. Stop what I finished.
That's softer, that finish. And she also had a little bit of vibrato at the end of the notes too. But again, still, da-dee-da-ba-da, ba-da-da, 'cause it's my business. Stop what I finish. Whatever the lyrics are. I'm so bad with remembering lyrics. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But it's very like right here. Finished. I think that one's a little softer than the first one.
Don't need no holder, taking control.
It's also, she's very rhythmic here. It's not, don't need, hold on, something, don't need no hold. It's not, don't need no hold up, taking control of. It's, don't need no hold up, taking control of. It's very rhythmic, right? And short, not all legato and held out.
Taking control, this kind of moment
is more breathy, but it's also brighter at the same time too. Moment. Probably there. Moment. So for me to get this kind of like brightness, I don't love using that word, but I can't think of anything else right now to describe it. Forwardness, maybe. I really had to like lift here. Moment. Yeah, that was pretty Ariana Grande-ish, right? Compared to moment. That's very different. Moment. That makes it more present, more forward, more bright. Yeah, it's still a little breathy, but it's not super breathy, but it's a little breathy. Yeah?
I'm locked and loaded, completely focused.
See here, still, it's I'm locked and loaded. She's really digging into the, not necessarily really digging into the consonants. She's just really focused on rhythm here.
Disobey.
My mind is so pain, but back to here compared to the it's more, it's a little chestier again.
Oh, let your guys skin to skin. Oh my God, don't just stop.
Oh, so clear and beautiful. Obviously, we're building here in volume and intensity and energy. Everything is building, which is very, very typical for a pre-chorus, which is what this is. Pre-choruses usually have this building kind of energy to them. So for me to get that kind of brighter sound, I need a smile, because otherwise it's and that's way too heavy for where we're going with this. That you got skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy. Is she doing vibrato on the whole note? But yeah, I had to do that kind of like a little smile right there to get that kind of brightness and to not get, oh, that you got skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy. There. See, like it gets too heavy, so it makes it harder to sing. So, lift right here.
Oh, let you guys skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy.
Yeah. Bye. Has vibrato on the whole note. And then bye. She has that breath release there at the end. Listen one more time. Hear that? Bye. Breath release. Beautiful.
Something about you.
Ooh, weird. Something about you. She's taking a breath there, which I don't love. She probably just kind of didn't get a good enough breath after bye. Something about you. So she has that weird breath there. Probably wouldn't do that. But anyways, she's doing it there. But did you hear how bye was kind of like that climax almost? And now it's back to something about you. Back to smaller, softer, less volume, less of everything. Right?
Makes me feel like
makes me feel like now feel like do you hear the difference? The difference is the word feel. So she's singing feel like, not feel like. Feel like makes me feel like yeah, it's the feel, really getting that sound. Oops, hiccups, sorry. Getting that sound in there.
Makes me feel like a dangerous woman.
Okay, right there on woman. So, feel like a dangerous woman. She's not doing that. She's not going, woman. She's going, woman. She's dropping everything on the word woman to give it that more full, woman, woman, and not woman. Listen, you can hear it.
Makes me feel like a dangerous woman.
Hear that? Woman, woman. I would describe that as kind of like a hooded sound. It's not that's not hooded. It's It's almost like something's covering the note, right? So the mouth shape is very round. Woman! And not lifted, okay? Give her that difference in tone there, which is super cool.
Something about you.
She's taking so many breaths. I think for her, that's just like a stylistic thing that she does. Something about you. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Whew.
Something about you.
You. I think that's kind of it. Ooh, it's like not a you, obviously, but it's also not a yo. It's like a you. Yeah, it's a weird place, but I kind of like it.
Makes me
Wanna do. She's really leaning into the N of wanna, just like feel like where she was leaning into the L. She's leaning into the one with the N's. So that again here gives her that more rhythmic kind of feel, like what she was doing in the verses as well. So at least for this song, what we can take away from Ariana Grande singing is rhythmic. She's not holding out consonants. She's not holding out vowels for really long, making it sound super legato. She's really leaning more into the words and into the consonants of the words and showcasing them to feel more rhythmic, which I like it.
things that I should do.
Same thing there on shouldn't. It's not as much as on woman, that hooded kind of sound, but it's still there. So yeah, she's barely singing something ba, and she's breathing everywhere all the time. I can't even take that many breaths without then starting to over breathe. Maybe it's that tight corset that she's wearing here. So she's just breathing a lot here. I don't really know why exactly she's doing it, so my guess is just for style. But anyways, let's give it.
I'm bulletproof. Know what I'm
Same thing. I'm bulletproof. No, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. Again, see the consonants? Yeah, that makes a big difference.
doing.
Was a little bit more breathy again there.
The way we're moving, like introducing us to a new thing.
I can't move my jaw when I riff, otherwise the riff is not coming out right. She's moving it a little bit.
Like introducing us to a new thing.
Do you hear that? Or see that? She's like really moving that jaw. I can't do that. She's such a skilled singer. It's incredible that she's doing this a cappella and just like raw and live and like whatever. It's amazing.
I wanna save it for later. The taste, the flavor, 'cause I'm a taker.
Yeah, she's like, again, I feel like this is where a lot of people would already like give too much here. 'Cause I'm a giver and I'm a taker. Ba-da-ba-dee-da. Said that the wrong way around, but you know what I mean, right? It's like right here, and it's still almost like really a little bit breathy. It's not anything crazy. Again, she's just kind of like messing around, right? But still, don't go in too hard too quick.
'Cause I'm a giver, it's only nature. I live for danger.
And there, I live for danger. Okay, that was grit, and she definitely doesn't do that. She has a very pure, clean voice. So no grit on that. No, I live for danger. So yeah, just a little danger. I'm thinking like right up here. More twangy, more bright.
Oh, that you guys skin to skin. Oh my God, don't just stop.
Oh yeah, that's so good. And she's just like doing it so effortlessly and so perfectly clean. Ugh. But anyway, so that hearing that oh, that she's got skin to skin. Oh my God, don't you stop, boy. That's where you can really start building. But again, if we were to sing this in a more Ariana Grande kind of voice, it's still that oh, that she's got, oh, that you got skin to skin. Oh my God, God, don't you? It's all right here. And not too heavy, like we were doing before.
Something about you.
She's so funny. She cracks me up. something about you. Okay, I kind of ate that. That was great.
Makes me feel like
Yeah. Makes me, no, makes. It's makes. She's going, this is a diphthong, right? So makes, 2 vowel sounds in 1 syllable. She's really going to that second vowel sound quite quickly, giving her that more closed off kind of sound. She very rarely has those big, bold, open sounds. She's closing everything off a little bit more, which sounds amazing and something that she can really pull off. Just very, very different from that more open, like if you were to compare this to like Demi Lovato or Lady Gaga, where everything is more big and open. She doesn't do that.
a dangerous woman.
Same thing. Dangerous woman. And now here, the woman is not what she was doing before.
Makes me feel like a dangerous woman.
See here? Woman. No woman. Like what she was doing before. So just a little bit of a different way of saying that same note.
Something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't.
Yeah. Shouldn't. Here she was doing it more, that hooded sound, not quite as much, but a little bit more than before. But yeah, still just consonants, and still just living like right here. Makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Living right here. In the cheeks.
I always wanna be like that. Bad girls underneath like that. You know how I'm feeling inside.
Yeah. I love how she's like really playing with her dynamics. And again, she's just messing around here. But still, like, she's using her dynamics really nicely. I just wanna be like that. Bad girls underneath like that. You know how I'm feeling inside. And then she's like really getting after it on inside, right? But da-da-da-da-da-da is soft and nice and easy.
I just wanna be like that. Bad girls underneath the like that. You know how I'm feeling inside, baby.
Ooh, whatever that riff was. She's so funny. Are you kidding me?
Something about
Okay. I'm not even going to attempt that because I can't do that stuff. But I am going to attempt it because why not? Anyways, here she's open, right? Something about you and not something about you. Yeah, it's open. But something about you. Hold on, let me listen one more time.
something about
Yeah, she's okay. Here's, you know how we were talking about how she's really using her consonants? Here's where she's throwing all of that out of the window. You kind of have to sing these notes up there because every time you get these consonants in, it kind of interrupts your breath flow. And that just makes singing these high notes not impossible. Obviously, it's doable, but it's very, very, very hard. So it's more like a something about you, something about you, no, something about you. Really just kind of cutting out those consonants or softening the consonants rather. Ugh. A dangerous woman. It's very bright. No, she is also bright. Okay. I was like, maybe that's too bright. But she is. It's not. It's dangerous woman. Is she doing? Yeah, she's doing a little bit of a route on Woman.
Something about you.
Ah, I love that. Ah, like that, that release there. But saying then, something about you. And she just has that release. What I'm doing is a little bit more head dominant than what she's doing. Because I can't. I wish I could, but I can't make that more chesty. It would just be me yelling the notes. And I don't want to do that. So, yeah.
Wanna do things that I shouldn't. Yeah, something.
So, yeah, she's adding a lot more like tiny little riffs here than what she's doing in the actual song.
Wanna do things that I shouldn't.
Shouldn't. So she's kind of like closing off the word shouldn't as she's riffing down on it.
Yeah, something about. I always wanna be like that. There's underneath the light that you know how I'm feeling. Say you know how I'm feeling inside, babe.
She's moving her jaw a lot when she's riffing. I never noticed that. I never really watched her do this. So I never really noticed that. But I don't want to do that because when I do that, it just gets in the way. But anyways.
Like that. There's underneath the light.
Bangles underneath. We're back into that. Bangles underneath. Really using the underneath. Using those consonants.
Right there. You know how I'm feeling inside. Yeah, there's something about you, boy. Yeah, there's something about you, boy. Yeah, there's something about you, boy. Something about. Yeah, there's something about you, vocal. Yeah, there's something about you, boy. Yeah, there's something about you, boy. Something about you.
She's so cute. Look at her. Yeah, that was a great like you. Do you see her lips? How shaped they are. You. Oh man, like this is her just messing around, and it's incredible. She's such a great vocalist, and this is just what she does best, like living up here, but also like I said, you can really hear her using the consonants. You can hear how she's really like hearing that Valley Girl kind of voice, like Valley Girl in two different ways. So Valley, when I use the word or the term Valley Girl, I mean that like a, oh my God, girl, it's so good to see you. How are you? That kind of voice up here. So she's definitely using that in the choruses, like when it's higher. But down here, it's like, yeah, how does the song start? Actually, she's doing that less breathy. So it's not necessarily like really breathy, but it is like that still kind of like high pitched kind of voice, but a lot softer and not like, oh my God, girl. Not that. That's what she uses for the chorus, right? And so that's just what makes her like typical Ariana Grande. Don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. 'Cause it's my business, God is my witness. Start what I finished. Don't need no holder, taking control of this kind of moment. That one was breathier. Moment. Like I'm locked and loaded, completely focused. My mind is open. Oh, that you got skin to skin. Oh my God, don't just stop. Something about you makes me feel like a dangerous woman. Something about you makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. Something about. This is so hard, like to not sing this how I would sing this, to just try and get like a little bit closer to like an Ariana Grande sound. And my voice is just like so not used to this, so that it is. Why couldn't I do that before? Makes me wanna do things that I shouldn't. There you go. That was it. Obviously, again, I'm not trying to be a carbon copy of Ariana Grande. Again, we have very different voices, so that would be very hard for me to do. But this is like just kind of like using some of her stylisms. And, you know, she would probably sprinkle in a little bit more riffs than what I did. And also there was a little bit of vocal fry that I didn't really do. I feel like for me, it's hard to find that balance when I'm like kind of like singing here. Don't need permission, made my decision to add that vocal fry like I just did there. I just really actively have to think about it. But when I usually sing like this, kind of like here and more like a head dominant mix and not like a chest voice, it's harder for me to do the vocal fry like automatically. I actively have to think about it. So don't need permission, made my decision to test my limits. Cause it's my business, God is my witness. Stop what I finished. Don't need no holder, taking control of this kind of moment. I'm locked and loaded, completely focused. My mind is open. I guess open had a little bit more body to it. Anyways, that's kind of my attempt at singing some Ari stuff in the style of Ari. Not Ari impersonator, but in the style of Ari. And if I can make this sound like kind of ish like that, then you can too. Because like I said, Ari and I have completely opposite voices. Also, I call her Ari because like we're besties. No, we're not. Of course not. Be great. But anyways, Ariana Grande and I have very different voices. Anyways, I hope this was kind of like fun to, you know, dig deeper into what Ariana Grande does and just kind of like try and sing those notes how she's singing it, which is very much out of my comfort zone, but it was a fun little thing to try. Let me know in the comments, like, who is somebody that you're like, I would love to do like a style breakdown of this person to just kind of like see what makes them them, and I can like, you know, kind of start sounding like them without like being a copy. Obviously, like we've been over this, right? Let me know in the comments, and I can see if I can do a style breakdown of this other person that you are requesting as well. I'd love to. And by the way, while you're down there, check out the description. There's some resources in there for you. If you want to book a session, you can do that as well. We have a free warm-up track that you can download, so go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, that is it for today. I'll see you in the next one.